Welcome to the Galactic Mind Weather Report. So I'm coming to you today at the beginning of the 13 days of the Red Moon Wavespell. So this is a time for the warrior, this warrior energy we've just been working on the last 13 days of the Yellow Warrior Wavespell. It's the point where we take all of that strength and courage that we've been developing inside ourselves, that fearlessness of the inner warrior of light that's here to take the light of God and transmute it into physical experience. We're here now to bring sensitivity, to bring softness to that warrior spirit. And this Red Moon Wavespell, for this next 12 days to follow, so this 13-day cycle, really revolves around this idea of allowing the natural flow of life to happen. The Red Moon is all about sensitivity, hypersensitivity, vulnerability, feeling, expression. And one of the key things that's come to me as I've been contemplating this Wavespell is, one of the things that happens as we work on this warrior energy that we've just been working on, this fearlessness, is we can become so courageous, so fearless, so intense in our pursuit, in our hero's journey, that we actually put too much armor on. We put, big armor, chain mail on, we put armor around our hearts, we put armor around our minds to make sure no one influences our decisions or the way we're thinking, we put it around our sacral energy to make sure it doesn't get leaked or taken, and we can get very protective as a warrior. And you see this in military, in the traditional warriors of the past. It's the indigenous warriors. There's a kind of hardness, and you see it in men a lot in the world. There's this hardness that comes. And the problem with this, because it serves a function in some ways, when you're in battle, whether it's emotional battle or physical battle, we wear whatever armor we need to make us feel safe enough in that moment. But this Red Moon's coming through now to say, if you have all this armor on, if you have become so fearless and so courageous and so tough, then you'll begin to lose your sensitivity. And I'm not just talking about emotional sensitivity. But for example, if you look at a crafts person's hands, the really soft hands that have been used for art, or when you have this sensitivity in your fingertips, it means you can be so much more delicate with a pen, or with you can be so much more sensitive in your movements when we haven't developed too much of a leathery exterior. And or look at your feet, for example. If you're out walking all the time on the land, then it builds this thick kind of skin under your feet, so that when you walk on the stones, you don't notice the small pebbles anymore. And that's great. That is awesome for when you're trekking and going for long distances. It's great to have that thick skin on your feet. And we do need, as a collective, to develop a bit of a thicker skin. Political correctness has got a little bit off haywire, and don't get me wrong, we need to be considerate and loving and compassionate, but we also need to balance the idealism with realism. And we've become a little bit, I hate to say it, but like soft in some ways, and we need to develop a bit more of a tougher skin. But now that we move into this Red Moon Wavespell, it is time to soften again. It's time to make sure that as much as you've got thick, leathery feet, that you're also taking the time to make sure that you are feeling everything with those feet. Because if you get too hard and too rigid and too locked in to thinking you know where you're going and your way is the right way, and no one's going, I'm not going to let anyone hurt me, I'm not going to let anyone control me or influence me. If you get too locked in that attitude, then you stop feeling. You stop sensing. Your intuition won't be as obvious. You won't notice the very faint touches, like the touch of the wind as it passes over your arm. The sweet, exchange when you're maybe at a shopping center and you're paying for whatever you've got, a coffee. And as you're paying for that coffee, there might be a sweet moment where that person is opening to you. But if you're in this fearless place of, I'll protect myself, no one's going to control me, no one will ever do that to me again, then we become so rigid that you miss out on those sweet, sensual moments that can happen anywhere, anytime, with the most random strangers. You'll miss out on those moments with your children, your family, your loved ones. You know, those sweet, beautiful moments that arise with a breath and they go in a breath. And the red moon is about slowing down and allowing yourself to be taken in the river of life for every day, not judging the river, not saying I'm in the wrong river, somebody get me in that one, not sitting in the river and thinking, when will I get to the ocean? But staying in this river and allowing yourself just to float in life, to accept what turns up in each moment of every day and accept it as a gift of experience. And if you allow yourself to be really present and open, vulnerable and authentic in that moment, then you'll be much more sensitive to know what is the message in this moment, what is the teaching of life, what is the experience I can extract from this here and now and this challenge or this beauty. And it's that paradox that, you know, as much as you block yourself off to the suffering and the things that are uncomfortable in life, you also block off that extreme in the beauty side. If we are not able to be open to suffering and experiencing the melancholy of life, you know, fully in every moment, without attaching ourselves to the story of it, but just to fully be present in it, to allow it to flow through, then we won't be able to allow those beautiful bliss, ecstatic states to move through us either. You won't be able to allow yourself to fall as deeply in love with your family, your children, your community, if you can't allow yourself feel the pain as well. And so through this red moon wave spell, it always reminds me of moon time, you know, a woman's menstruation time. You know, as the moon goes round, the woman's cycle is constantly going through this purification process, this releasing of the old so that it can allow the new to come in. And that phase, if you try during this red moon to push yourself into that masculine action pushing warrior energy, then it hurts. Just as if a woman is in moon time, she's not designed to push hard and to go like a masculine energy forwards, but rather to retreat and take time to allow the flow to purify, to allow life to turn up inside her being, and to just sense and to know and to receive that beautiful wisdom. And so through these red moon wave spell for the 13 days we have now, notice if you get more sensitive, and you may feel more agitated, you may feel more suffering, more pain, more sadness. Don't try to use this warrior energy and try and fix it. But also don't let your mind attach a long story to it, thinking that this is going to go on forever. See if you can allow yourself, using your breath, just really breathing deeply, relaxing your body, and see if you can turn those uncomfortable experiences into enjoyable moments of exquisite depth of being human. It's possible. Just moments before I was doing this weather report, I was very stressed out. I was watching my nervous system getting angry inside my body. I had so many things I need to do today. The sun's setting. I've got dinner to prepare for the family. I've got so many bits and pieces I need to have done. And oh my God, the weather report's not done yet. And then I came out here. And I set this up. I was here with this beautiful lemon tree. And then I saw the perfection of the flow. Like this beautiful sun right here, peeking in through the trees in the perfect spot. I took a few deep breaths. And now I feel calm. And in this calmness, it allows me to tap into the wisdom that flows through me. It allows me to hear the birds in the background, to hear the sounds of the trees as they move in the gentle breeze. to hear the cockatoos in the background, long, long way away, doing their good night call as they're on the way home. And it's because of this sensitivity that I'm feeling now that I also get agitated quickly, that I might find myself getting caught into the stories of suffering. But with the use of my breath and stillness and presence and just allowance, acceptance and embracing the discomfort, it unlocks this. And is there anything more important in life than to be so fully present in the here and now? I don't think so. But hey, that's my fairy tale. So enjoy this red moon wave spell. Be gentle with yourself and be gentle with others. And allow the river to carry you. You never know what shores that you'll wash up on. So much love. In Lakesh.